Alrighty. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Anime Review, episode number 19. This one I'm reviewing the 41st episode of the anime Bridge to Turnabout First Trial. Yeah, and this one actually has connection to the two previous episodes, to at least the three previous episodes of this particular series. Yeah, the episode starts off with Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl going to this temple to see that because Maya wants to get sort of a power boost for her spiritual powers. They get the temple in the middle of pretty much when it's snowing, though it's not exactly falling snow, but freezing cold. Luckily enough, Phoenix actually bought on a coat, at least a winter coat and snow boots. Yep. Maya didn't put on anything aside from her normal spirit garb, and Pearl managed to put on a coat. At least Pearl's kind of warm, but at least their legs are mostly freezing cold. Yeah, I don't know what it is with younger kids in Japan, basically, where it's freezing cold, they can wear shorts, which honestly makes no sense at all. Because when I was younger, around this kid's age, I actually wore pants when it was freezing cold outside. Not walk around in shorts. That's a terrible idea. You get cold easily. And of course, Maya herself got a cold on the way there. Get to the temple, and they meet a shrine maiden named Bikini. Yes, that's seriously her name, Bikini. And then we have a children's writer shows up, who, by the way, it's actually later revealed this woman is actually Maya's mother. They kind of hint at this in this episode, because I see a picture like in the Hermit's Temple when they go across the same bridge. Which, believe it or not, it's also in this episode. This bridge was actually used in a similar case that happened 11 years prior to the events of the series. Yep. So it's interesting though. You have stuff coming back. I love this when this happens, where stuff from previous episodes, at least stuff set in the past, comes back. Though in here, something bad happens. I'll get that in a minute. So they get there, and they run into a woman named Iris, who's got a striking resemblance to Dahlia. The only difference between the two of them is that Dahlia is a redhead, and Iris is a brunette. That's the only difference between the two of them. I mean, same face, same hairstyle. They're pretty much the same build. I mean, they're pretty much the same size. The only difference is their hair color. Yep, and of course, when she first met Phoenix in this episode, she's like, yeah, she's there just to do chores and maybe cover her memory, because apparently she went through memory loss. Excuse me. He's about to ask her about it, and of course, Maya's so excited seeing a picture on the wall happens to be her mother. And of course, they go back across the same bridge, and then Iris with Pearl comes there via I think it's a snow sled. No. Snow speeder. Yeah, snow speeder. Yeah, first time in the series actually to use a snow speeder. Also, as far as I can tell when it comes to this particular series, I think this is the first time they actually had snow appear in the series. Though not the first anime I've seen where snow has popped up in it. Basically, about half the series I've watched, there's basically been snow. I mean, this has been like this for not much for Naruto, a little bit for Naruto Shippuden, and at least one of the films. Let's see, I know Bleach has had it. I know One Piece has had a whole arc set in the whole area basically covered in snow. Let's see, Tokyo Ghoul. No, Tokyo Ghoul didn't have anything. Actually, did have an episode that was snow. So I think most of the anime I have watched basically has had snow episodes. You don't see these ones very often. But yeah, that's basically when it comes to snow. It's very rare, but yeah, I'd say about every single one. As a matter of fact, Case Close had several episodes where it's set in a mountain in a snow area. Yep. So eventually they go back and they have Curry, and then Maya goes off in her white outfit, and of course Pearl goes off with Elsa, who apparently is also in this episode that she's actually a big fan of hers, and she's basically reading out these words that she doesn't understand. Of course, she does help her. Of course, she doesn't know the fact this one was actually her aunt. It was I know because I read it online. Yep. And the one way they can tell that's actually this is Maya's mother is because, like Mia, she has a mole on her face. Yeah, that's one thing I think that Maya probably got from her mother. That Mia got from her mother. Maya doesn't have a mole on her face, which is kind of weird. Yeah. So later on, of course, Phoenix talks to Iris a little bit more. I think they may have met before, but according to Phoenix's perspective, Dally is still in prison. Yeah, she's still in prison. Yeah, she's still in prison. Did she break out? That we'll find out for some episodes. And then, of course, we have the murder happen. Of course, Phoenix basically telling Larry to call the police. And, of course, Phoenix went out to go rescue Maya. And, of course, the bridge is on fire. And he falls in the river. Looking up, well, prior to this, he had been given a special headdress by Iris as sort of a good luck charm. And he managed to survive though he gets a cold. And he's stuck to a hospital bed. And Larry, aside from calling the police, he also called Miles Edgeworth. Yes, making his first President appearance probably in 7 episodes, though he was just featured in the last episode, which they make a reference to that in this episode when they have Phoenix going through the case notes of Mia's first case, which involves this very bridge, and of course Miles was there, very young Miles, mind you. Yep, of course Phoenix asked Miles to be a defense attorney, so I think he's a prosecutor to represent Iris, and apparently she's there to atone for what she did before. She doesn't know what it is, and of course, Miles is probably very surprised to see this woman, especially since he probably knows this woman is probably supposed to be in jail. Yep, though he did kind of meet this woman 6 years prior to events of the series. Yep, and then of course he goes off and starts his investigation, which goes on in the very next episode. By the way, this is probably the first episode of this entire series where, even though that Miles Edgeworth is here, Dick Gumshoe is nowhere to be seen. Yes, this is particularly a little weird, because normally we see Dick Gumshoe. Yes, I think that's odd, the fact that he doesn't show up at all. Not even the judge, who shows up like pretty much almost every single episode of the entire series, except for, of course, for the last 2 episodes, which featured a different judge, a same judge who's seen a different trial, a different episode. But yeah, Dick Gumshoe, basically, this is probably the first episode he's missed since the pilot. Yeah, so after being present for 40 episodes, past 40 episodes the guy's been here, heck, he was even featured in the flashbacks of the past 3 episodes, and yet here he's nowhere to be seen, which is odd, to say the least. I'm sure he might show up next week, but it's always great to see Larry Butts. Trying to think though, I think it's been a little while since Larry Butts has showed up in the series. I know he did show up in the previous season of the show, because that's when he first showed up. In the case of this season, I don't think he showed up at all. This is probably his first appearance the whole entire season I can think of. Unless I forgot that he probably appeared in the previous episode, because there's been a lot of episodes of the season. It's been a total number of... This is technically the 17th episode of the season. And my guess is there's probably going to be about 7 more episodes left. Probably because the previous season also 24 episodes. I don't mind a 24 episode limit for a season. I don't have a problem with it. In the case of this, it kind of makes sense to get down from a video game, not from a manga or a light novel series. Yep. I have heard that the Professor Langdon series, that video game, has to do an anime. I haven't watched it yet, mind you. I only know Professor Langdon due to its crossover with Ace Attorney in the video game, which I haven't played the game yet. Yeah, surprisingly, despite the fact I've been watching the show since last year, I still have never played the Ace Attorney video games. Never. Also, because it's Ace Attorney, we gotta do that special thing where it's like, gah! Like this whole ejection thing. This time it's gah! So, my guess is that the anime is like, okay, even though we're not gonna have the trial of this episode, we gotta throw that in here. Like, we gotta throw that special, word sound effect thing I was usually seeing every episode of the whole series. And they got to lay story in here, and okay, fine. I don't mind that, but I'm glad that we throw that in here. Because, excuse me, that's been present the whole series so far that I can think of. Yeah, but this particular case keeps the way this arc goes. Even though this is starting arc, this is very interesting, and I'm looking forward to next week's episode, which is going to be part 2 of this arc. And I like the title of this thing, Bridge to Turnabout. Yep, fantastic episode, good setup, like a great start for this particular arc so far. And I love the fact that the past 3 episodes built up this very arc, which is fantastic. Gotta love it. So that's it for this particular review. I was kind of hoping today to do another review besides this one, basically reviewing the current season of Case Closed, but I haven't got done yet. As of right now, I only got 9 episodes left, so tomorrow I'll get a chance to review this particular season. Yeah, so until I see you all tomorrow, tomorrow's video. Bye.